Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. So nice to see you all here. I'd just like to say that I feel incredibly humbled and grateful to have this opportunity to hold this retreat. And I'm sure Monica and Krista do also. Without you guys and your dedication to the Dhamma and interest in MIDL, we wouldn't be here. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you so much. Just move this notification. Okay, wonderful. Mm. We're about to set off on a journey practicing Satipatthana Vipassana. And this is a practice offered by the Buddha for developing understanding about this body, heart, mind, and how suffering is created within this life and how we can get beyond that. This practice takes a lot of courage. The willingness to look within ourselves, the willingness to be with things that are difficult to bear at times. But just because this path can sometimes be difficult doesn't mean it doesn't have to be fun and interesting, because it is. So the attitude that we bring to the path is really important. I encourage you to come on a journey of learning how to convert the difficult into the enjoyable. And by enjoyment, I mean the pleasure of letting go, of releasing, of giving up, of renouncing. And just be curious about the weight of things when your mind holds them, when it picks them up. And be even more curious about how nice it feels to put them down. Mm. The Buddha's own journey started with him walking or leaving home to try to understand that question of dukkha, of suffering. Yeah. Mm. He spent many years of practice, and after his awakening, he decided that he would like to share the practice with others. And he was trying to reflecting on who should I share this with, who would understand this. And he remembered 5 ascetics that he practiced with before his awakening, when he was practicing ascetic practices. And that brings us to the sutta, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And that's where I'd like to start off the retreat today because it seems appropriate. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, it's in the Samyutta Nikaya, the Sutta number 56. And there's a new section on the MIDL website in the library section. It's called Retreat Library, and you'll be able to find the sutta there as well. So it means setting the wheel of Dharma in motion. This is how I heard it. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living in the deer park at Isipatana near Varanasi. There he addressed the group of 5 bhikkhus thus: Bhikkhus, these 2 extremes should be avoided by one who has gone forth into homelessness. What are the 2? The pursuit of sensual happiness based on sensual pleasures, which is inferior, coarse, the way of ordinary people, lacking in refinement and not useful. And the practice of self-exhaustion, which is painful, lacking in refinement and not useful. Avoiding both these extremes, the Tathagata is awakened to the middle way. It gives rise to seeing and understanding, leads to calming and direct knowledge, to full awakening, Nibbana. And what is that middle way that gives rise to seeing and understanding, leads to calming and direct knowledge, to full awakening, Nibbana? It is this very noble eightfold path: right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right unification. This is the middle way that are realized by Tathagata. It gives rise to seeing and understanding, leads to calming and direct knowledge, to full awakening, Nibbana. And then the Buddha goes on to talk about the Four Noble Truths. Later on in the retreat, we'll break down this sutta in detail. And we'll start to look at what it means in terms of the experience of our own practice. And this includes experiencing the Noble Eightfold Path, something that can actually be observed in our practice. Yeah. With this sutta, the Buddha points towards the middle way, or the middle balance in practice. During a retreat, it's easy to get a bit overexcited and to start to strive towards a goal. But the Buddha talked about disenchantment, dispassion, releasing, giving up, renouncing. All these are processes of letting go. Even observing anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, anatta, the autonomous nature of all experience and experiencing, the by itself nature, all of these incline towards letting go. Wholesome qualities, the kusala, love and kindness and caring, gentleness, gratitude, generosity, equanimity. All of these are states that arise through letting go, through giving up control, giving up ownership. This defines our path. And this will define our path on this meditation retreat. Yeah. I'd like you to be curious about noticing whenever your mind grabs onto or pushes something away. When contentment ceases, and see if you can work out how to return to contentment through letting go, through giving up, through releasing, through not controlling. Is it possible to allow things just to be as they are? This will be our question for the retreat. The Buddha talked of two things. If I was going to sum up the path, it would be the akusala and the kusala. The akusala is the unwholesome, the unskillful. Yeah. And that which is unwholesome, unskillful, can be observed within ourselves as making us feel further away from ourselves, our family, our friends, society, the world. It pushes. Yeah, can you notice that? Pushes away. There's these parts of us that push. They close off and push away. They're defensive. In the kusala is about unifying. It's about harmony, about bringing together. Things that are kusala, wholesome and skillful, can be observed in ourselves as making us feel closer to ourselves, closer to our family, our friends, society, the world. They bring together, they unify. MIDL is designed to use the akusala and the kusala as a path of practice, particularly because it's designed for daily life. What we do is we use the development of samatha. And so samatha means the development of relaxation, calm, tranquility. Yeah. So it's a calm abiding within the mind, within the heart. But this calm abiding begins with relaxing, with letting go and finding enjoyment in it. Anything that disturbs the development of samatha, of this relaxation, calm, tranquility in MIDL, is used for vipassana insight, insight into that which hinders it. By being curious about any hindrances that come up in your practice, by being curious about what are the conditions for this hindrance to arise, to be here, what are the conditions for this hindrance to cease, and then applying those conditions, changing the conditions that support the hindrance, your mind and heart will naturally return back to a samatha state. So it's like alchemy. We can take that which disturbs, that which creates an imbalance, and return it back to balance. Yeah. Return it back to that relaxation, that calm. I understand this is easy to say and not necessarily easy to do, but we do it with little steps. We can always relax just a little bit. We just let our shoulders drop just now. We notice as the shoulders drop, it feels nice. We can always return to that relaxation, even if just a little bit. And as we relax our shoulders, we can notice that there's an experience within our body, those elemental qualities. That's kaya, that's the bodily experience. That it feels nice. It feels nice to relax even a little bit. That feeling nice is Vedana. We observe what happens in our mind, in our heart, when we relax. And when we find enjoyment in that Vedana, that pleasant feeling of relaxing and letting go, then we can notice two things. One, that the mind enjoys it. Can you notice what enjoyment feels like in your mind as you relax? And two, that whenever you relax and let go, awareness returns to your body naturally by itself. This creates your home, your dwelling place for your awareness, the reference point, the viewing platform from which to develop vipassana insight. This meditation practice has one purpose: awakening, the complete removing of the hindrances from the heart and mind. Yeah. Also, the complete cultivation of the kusala states, the wholesome, skillful cultivation until they become our natural way of being. If we just weaken the hindrances by themselves or remove the hindrances by themselves, the akusala, if we don't cultivate kusala, we become very dry and very indifferent to the world. We see the world as a place of suffering. But if we weaken the hindrances, uproot the akusala with insight, yeah, and then cultivate the kusala, the wholesome, the skillful, until they're our natural way of being, And we see the world as it is. This is samsara. But we can approach it with love, with kindness, with compassion. We understand our own suffering so we can have empathy for the suffering of others and so on. Yeah, we can live a generous life, a grateful life. Yeah. Mm. During your retreat, for many of you, or for many of you, you'll be looking at creating the conditions for Sotapanna, stream entry. Yeah. I know others will also be creating the conditions for Sakadagami. Mm. I'm looking forward to sharing this retreat with you as we do this. I'd like you just to focus on 4 things that create the conditions for Sotapanna. For Sotapanna, what we do is we gradually cultivate the 7 awakening factors. Can anyone remember what they are? Yeah. So mindfulness, curiosity, that's what we begin our practice with. We arouse mindfulness with clear comprehension. That means clearly knowing what's going on. And we apply curiosity towards understanding what this is. What's the conditions for this? What's the conditions for this to arise? What's the conditions for this to cease? As we do this, we start to notice the 3rd awakening factor, the balance of effort. If we put too much effort in, energy levels get too high, we become agitated and restless. If we don't put enough effort in, then we become dull and sleepy. Yeah. Once mindfulness, curiosity, and effort is balanced, then we start to get joy and happiness. We start to enjoy our meditation practice, enjoy the seclusion, enjoy not having a lot to do. But it only comes when that striving ceases, when we really appreciate, develop contentment with what's happening now. Can you relax now, just a little bit in your body? You can even take some slow, gentle breaths in your belly to do so. And just really appreciate this experience that you're experiencing now. Attitude is everything. Can you notice that what you're experiencing now is the unfolding of this universe? You're part of that experience. What you're experiencing now within your mind and your body, within your senses, can never be experienced again. If you don't look, you'll miss it. These experiences in your body and mind are conditioned by the world around you, conditioned by your relationship to the world. There's a never-ending unfolding of experience within our body, of experience of pleasant and unpleasant feeling produced by our mind. Of experiences produced by our mind, thoughts and memories, states of mind. Anytime you bring awareness in, away from the world, look inwards, you can see this unfolding. Like, honestly, how beautiful is that? How amazing is that? Can we approach our experience on the retreat with this amazement and wonder? Wow, look at this. And to make it even more amazing, most of what we're experiencing now is created by our own mind, and nobody else can experience that except you. It's not of the world, it's mind created. So if you don't look, if you don't try to understand it, if you don't appreciate it with gratitude, who's going to? That's your job. That's your task in this life. To develop understanding of this reality as it presents itself, and gradually free the mind and heart from samsara. Looking in this way and with that joy, we develop tranquility. The mind begins to calm, begins to release, to let go. And from that tranquility develops samadhi. And samadhi is the unification or collecting of the mind. The mind gathers around these awakening factors. So your samadhi is built out of, not concentration, out of awakening factors. Arousing, collecting the awakening factors, bringing them together as one. And within these awakening factors, or within this samadhi, you can add love and kindness and caring. You can add gratitude. Of course, being MIDL, softening, relaxing, releasing, letting go, enjoyment of it can also be a part of our samadhi. As the samadhi develops, yeah, it gives access to jhana, the wholesome, the kusala qualities, and we can take them as our sole object, allowing the mind to taste this freedom. And from the equanimity that results, we can then use it for insight that leads to nibbana, insight that creates the conditions for sotapanna. The next condition for sotapanna, after the awakening factors, is developing a perception of anatta. Anatta is often translated as not self. But if I take a look at my experience, I see anatta as the autonomous by itself nature of all experience and experiencing. Can you notice those elemental qualities coming and going in your body now are coming and going by themselves? You can notice their nature, impermanent nature. But can you notice that they're happening by themselves? You're not doing them. Can you notice that Vedana, pleasant and unpleasant feeling, comes and goes by itself? Can you notice that experiences of your heart and mind are anatta? They come and go by themselves. This requires a specific type of looking, a looking at experience over time, not just this here now, but also remembering what happened just before, a stream of remembering the flow of experience in terms of anicca, impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, yeah, and anatta, the not self nature. We don't have to think about it. We just look again and again and see that this thought arises by itself. Let it go. This emotion arises by itself. Let it go. These sensations, these memories, these sounds, these sights come and go by themselves. There's not a lot to do. It's just all happening by itself. Let it go. This begins to disentangle the mind, the heart. The next condition, the third condition for Sotapanna, is the understanding of idappaccayata, specific conditionality. Noticing that everything arises due to conditions outside of itself, and everything ceases due to conditions outside of itself. Nothing is independently arisen. If a thought comes up in your mind, it's because conditions are so for it to do that. It's not you. It's not personal. It's not that you can't stop thinking. The thought has arisen because the conditions are right. If you understand those conditions, you change those conditions, not out of aversion, but out of wisdom. The thought will cease. So our path during the retreat is understanding the conditionality of things, understanding the conditions that support everything. As this understanding arises, our trust, our confidence, our faith in the Buddha and the Dhamma comes about. And this gives rise to saddha, verified faith. Faith and confidence in the path, in the practice, in the Buddha, in the Dhamma reality, and in the Sangha, the community of monks and nuns and lay meditators devoted to this practice. And that saddha is the important part here that's being cultivated. We can't do it just by bringing it up. It has to be based on our own experience, seeing to be true. Yeah. This fourth factor, saddha, when mature, yeah, gives the mind and the heart the confidence to let go for nibbanic insight. And it's the maturity of saddha with the nibbanic insight and the perception or the deep seeing into anatta and idappaccayata, supported by the awakening factors, that uproots doubt from the mind. Yeah. Never comes up again. So if doubt comes up in your practice during the retreat, which I'm sure if you haven't reached Sotapanna stream entry yet, not as a goal, but as something that's possible, then see that doubt is actually your path. How can I transform doubt into saddha, into that faith, that confidence? Yeah. Now we've talking about saddha in Theravada retreats traditionally begin by taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and by taking the 5 precepts. Yeah. So we'll take those now. You're welcome to join in with the chanting if you like. Yeah. And then after that, I'll go through just some basic meditation postures, how to practice during the retreat and how to do walking meditation and so on. Wonderful. So this is traditional in Theravada, and it begins with taking refuge in the for recognizing the Buddha and the Buddha's path, and then taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and then taking the 5 precepts. The first precept towards non-harm, the second precept towards not taking what is not given or offered freely. Yeah. And in the retreat, we'll look more into what this means, the practice of sila. The third one, often translated as sexuality, is more for me sensuality. So trying to extract pleasure from the senses. Yeah. So refraining from that. The next one is being very sensitive to your thoughts, your speech, your actions. making them kind and gentle and caring. And the fifth one is in regards to intoxication, which is often about alcohol or drugs. But there's many things that intoxify our heart and mind. Yeah, so as I said, we'll look in more detail of this later on in the retreat in the Dhamma talk. Okay, so we begin. And I'll kind of just create some space around this too if you'd like to join in. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammang saranam gacchami. Sanghang saranam gacchami. Tutiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami. Tutiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami. Tutiyampi sanghang saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranam gacchami. And now for the 5 precepts. Panati pata velamani sekabadam samadhiyami. Adina dana velamani sekabadam samadhiyami. Kame su michachala velamani sekabadam samadhiyami. Musawada velamani sekabadam samadhiyami. Sura milia majapamadatana velamani sekabadam samadhiyami. May all beings be free from suffering. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, wonderful. So you can have a bit of a stretch now. We've had a little bit over half an hour of talking. I'm just going to do some housework for the retreat now and talk about different things. I'd just like to talk about, for those who are unsure, about meditation postures, and then do some walking meditation and the actual application or practice of MIDL. So I'm just going to move the camera back here. And I'll just adjust the camera. Right. Wonderful. Okay. So on your retreat, there's many different postures you can use for meditation. You're welcome to sit on a chair in MIDL. When you sit on a chair, just sit on the front of the chair. I've got a chair over here, but it's too much to carry it across. So if you sit on the front of the chair with your back unsupported by the chair, and when you're sitting, imagine I'm sitting on the chair, place my hands on my knees, yeah? Tuck the chin under lightly, and then just tilt your body slightly forward so that your arms are like springs supporting your body. And this will stop you from slumping. Now, if your chair has no support on the side, it is an unstable posture, so you might actually start to slump from side to side. This is normal. If you do, just very mindfully, just adjust yourself back again. Yeah. If you have a supportive chair with sides supported at the back, then you can lean it back against the chair. That's okay as well. And allow the chair to support you, or allow it to support you. When your feet are on the ground, when you're sitting on a chair, have your legs slightly apart and your feet flat, and have your feet, if you're sitting upright on the chair, on the front of the chair, have your feet slightly tucked under you. If you're sitting back on the chair, have the feet slightly forward, and this will make a more stable posture. If you're able to sit on the floor, the reason why we go down on the floor is we actually end up with a more stable posture. That means that as you relax in your meditation, it means that your body won't collapse. Yeah, this is one of the big banes of meditators is body collapsing, and it's all about posture or discomfort in our body. Closer to the floor, we can use a kneeling stool. This wonderful piece of art I made for Linda many years ago for use in Myanmar, in Burma, when we were meditating over there. So basically, this is a kneeling stool. It's just actually made out of scrap bits of wood. These leg parts here have a slope on it or a slant. And then the top bit of wood is just nailed on and put a bit of padding on there just to take that edge off. When you use a kneeling stool, you just go onto your cushion like this and you place it underneath with the slope facing towards you. So then when you sit back, kneeling stool, see my knees are opening up a bit? When you sit back on the kneeling stool, what it does is it tilts your pelvis forward. And it's that tilting of the pelvis forward that allows you to be able to maintain your posture. This is more difficult when sitting on a chair. Sitting on a chair, it's very difficult to stop the pelvis from tilting back. We can do it, it will still work, but this way you'll protect your body and the energy will flow better. Yeah, that's it, just there. When you're sitting here, you can put your hands in your lap. I find it's better to have my hands here, elbow slightly bent, and just lean very slightly forward so the pressure goes into the heel of the palms. When you do this, you create a triangle. The secret to any meditation posture is to create a triangle out of your body. Triangles are very stable. If you do this, stretching the crown of your head up towards the sky, chin under slightly, you'll have a more stable posture, but there's still some rock from side to side here. This is why meditators sit on the floor. Actually, I should get a cushion, shouldn't I? Now, the trick with sitting on the floor is to have flexibility in the legs, which aren't always there. So if we use a cushion, what we can do is we can actually raise our buttocks off the floor. And what that does is it lowers the need for flexibility in the hips. And so the more cushions you put up, the higher you sit, the less flexibility you need. Yeah, can you see that? So we're doing that just here. You need less flexibility. Again, we want the pelvis to tilt forward. The trick is not to sit on the cushion, but to sit on the front of the cushion and drop slightly forward. Yeah. What I prefer to use is the Burmese posture. And the Burmese posture means, I'll just turn around for you. If you have your legs in front of you like this, what you do is you fold one leg in, dropping it down, fold the other one, and you can place it on top if you want, but I find this creates pressure in front of the other leg and down. And this creates an incredibly stable posture. Notice the triangle. Yeah. Now our hands can rest in our lap like this. Leaning slightly forward, being careful of the head, crown of the head towards the sky, chin tucked under. And now we have a balanced posture. You can also place your hands on your knees. The closer you get to the floor, the more stable you'll be. For me, this feels, it's good, but it feels still a bit unstable because I'm used to sitting lower. What I do is I use a little cushion as a rollback. In the buttocks, we have a pointy bone, well, I do, and a round bit at the back here. I just tuck that underneath my mat. And I don't sit on the cushion, I sit in front of it. So I sit on the front edge of the cushion like that, tuck that under and roll forward. So I'm not actually on the cushion, it's just underneath the back of my buttocks. That stops the pelvis from rolling backwards and makes a wonderful posture for fully relaxing, letting go within our body. Regardless of what posture you choose, when MIDL has a lot of softening, relaxing, letting go, and finding enjoyment in that relaxation. Yeah. Very soon after this, we'll have a little break, and then what we'll do is we'll do a guided meditation together. Yeah, and then our guided walking meditation and guided seated meditation together, so we can understand the MIDL technique. Yeah. But this posture here, as we soften, relax, letting go, we become very stable. I encourage you not to fight, but to find a particular posture, but instead to use something that's comfortable for you. If your body, you have difficulty, your body's tight, or you have pain, or there's some reason why you can't sit up straight, you're more than welcome to lay down on the floor. And when you do lay down, and put a rolled up blanket or something underneath your knees. Yeah. And you lay back. You can put a pillow under your head if you like. But just know if you meditate lying down, you're more likely to become sleepy and dull, but that will just become part of your meditation practice. So you can either have your palms on your belly or your arms by your side. With lying down postures, I encourage you to do it on a mat on the floor, a yoga mat or a blanket or something, but not on a bed. If you do it on a bed, there's one thing that's going to happen. You are going to fall asleep. It's just a little bit too comfortable. Yeah? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so that's our physical postures. Okay. In MIDL, the basic structure for seated meditation is this. Whenever you begin your meditation, you always begin with some walking meditation. So we'll always begin by starting by walking up and down mindfully. And I'll just show you that now. So you just start at the beginning of a walking track. It might be 15 to 20 steps. You can have your hands in front of you or hands behind you like this, just relaxed. And as you stand here, you just mindfully and silently say to yourself, standing, and notice what it feels like to stand. And then very slowly and deliberately, you walk up and down. Like I said, after this talk, what we'll do is we're going to look more in detail in this. Just mindfully walking, standing, feeling yourself turning, standing again. We mindfully walk up and down. As you're doing this, you're aware of the experience of your feet touching the floor, the experience of the movement of your feet and your legs, and what your body generally feels like, that background peripheral awareness kept within your body, very present. This creates your meditation object, and the task is to stay with that object, not through force and effort, but through enjoyment, by finding how nice it is just to relax and walk, and just noticing whenever your mind wanders away from it. Yeah, quite simple. And I'll talk about how to bring your mind back soon, after we have a little break. After you finish doing your walking meditation in MIDL, then you'll mindfully walk back to where you're going to sit for meditation, stand and pause for a while. And then what you do is you very slowly and deliberately come down to your meditation posture. So for me, I'll just put this rollback cushion here. It just helps. And just really notice what it feels like just to adjust your body. Play with your balance. Adjusting your hands, chin, head, stretch. Relaxing to your posture. And then you slowly allow your eyelids to droop, to relax. Coming into your meditation. And since MIDL is a samatha vipassana practice, that means we develop relaxation and calm as a foundation for vipassana insight. As you relax, let go, notice awareness returning to your body, enjoying it. And take interest in any time your mind wanders away from that, which it will. And then gently call it back by relaxing, letting go, feeling that awareness return to your body again. Yeah. So that's walking meditation, always before a seated practice. Walking meditation balances the energy, settles the mind, and it really develops a lot of samadhi as well. Yeah, wonderful. And the walking meditation is followed by seated meditation. Then we have on retreat, we have everything in between. From the moment you gain awareness when you wake up in the morning, from the moment awareness ceases or you lose awareness of the world as you fall asleep at night, try to keep a continuity of mindfulness. Clearly comprehend what's happening, what's going on, what you're experiencing, and how you're relating to this. Not in a strained way, but in an interested and curious way, in a relaxed way. Yeah. Noticing that desire to get out of bed or the desire to stay in bed. Yeah. Then following the desire to get out of bed, notice what it feels like to get out, to get dressed, to go to the toilet. Yeah. Have a drink of water, to stretch, and then to come to your meditation and so on. When you're eating, there's no rush to get to your food. Take your time, be very aware of your movement. Yeah. When you come down, you see the food, look at the food, notice the salivation, notice the desire to eat the food. Notice what it feels like to reach for the food, to lift it up, to put it in your mouth. What it feels like when it goes in your mouth, the taste. You could even chew it, say, 24 times before you swallow. It's very, very interesting. Yeah. Just taking your time with everything. Having the attitude, I'm on a holiday. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. really all we're doing is just checking in on what's already here. It's not really a big deal, is it? So free with these three parts, yeah, being attentive with clear comprehension in walking meditation, combine that with seated practice, mindfulness of breathing, based on relaxing and letting go. And we'll explain that a little bit later on. Yeah. And also be curious, be attentive, move around slowly, not tight, just slow, gentle, no hurry, no rush. Yeah. In all other activities. Yeah. Your whole task is towards coming back to that presence in your body, relaxing, letting go, and just having this general awareness of what you're experiencing now. In particular, in terms of anicca, impermanence, and anatta, the by itself not, yeah, by itself autonomous nature of things. Mm. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So I'd like us just to have a short break now. You can have a stretch, use the bathroom, have some water, whatever. And then if we can meet back in 10 minutes, and then what I'm going to do is we'll go through seated meditation instructions and walking meditation instructions. And we'll share a group seated meditation together. And then we'll end share a walking meditation together as well. So I'll see you in 10 minutes time. Thank you. Okay. Welcome back. Wonderful. What I'd like us to do now is to share a walking meditation and a seated meditation together. So we'll begin by walking meditation. So I'll stand up soon. We can all stand up. You just arrange your camera so that you can see it from there. Let's do this. I'm going to bring this mic. Would you like to come over here, Deb? Yeah. Linda? Or you're okay then? Okay. So to begin your meditation, just begin by standing with your feet parallel. That means side by side, facing in the same direction. Just hands just resting loosely. You can adjust your shoulders if you like. Be careful not to have your head walking like this. Yeah, you'll get a very sore neck. Head balanced, good posture. And just begin your meditation by just standing here and silently say to yourself, standing, standing. Now use the first word, the first label to bring your awareness to the experience of your body standing here. That means all those elemental qualities in your body, what it feels like, also whether it feels pleasant or unpleasant. Just bring your awareness to that, standing. When you silently say the second label, standing, mentally feel what it feels like to stand. Just try that now. Standing. Bring your awareness to your body. Standing. Feeling your body stand. Feel that gravity. Feel it pulling down on your body. And to begin your walking meditation, shift your weight into your right leg and silently say lifting as you lift your left foot, and then dropping as your left foot hits the ground. Silently say lifting as your right foot comes up, and dropping as your right foot presses against the ground. Lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping. Mentally feeling the movement of your feet, of your legs as you walk. When you get to the end of your walking path, your walking track, just stand with your feet side by side again, silently saying, standing, standing, and mentally feeling what it's like to stand. You're using these experiences of your body standing and walking to ground your awareness within your body. This doesn't require effort, it requires enjoyment. And when you get ready to turn, you might notice the desire to turn, go with it. Turning, turning, remind yourself of what you're doing. Turning, feet side by side, standing, standing. No hurry, no rush. Feel the desire to walk and follow it. And you can gradually increase the amount of noticings. Lifting, pushing, dropping, lifting, lifting, pushing, dropping, lifting. Feel the legs swing, pushing. Feel the drop, dropping, lifting, pushing, dropping, lifting, pushing, dropping. Now practice on your own or in the community, walking at your own pace, turning at your own pace, really being present with your body. Begin to move mindfully back to the place you'd like to sit, the seat of meditation. We can share a group meditation together with guidance. Moving mindfully, just really feeling yourself adjusting your body and allowing your eyelids to gently close over to relax. And during this meditation session, you can meditate as long as you decide you'd like to. The session's for 1 hour, but if 30 minutes is more comfortable for you, that's okay. Whatever you choose, just commit to that. Now, always begin your meditation by reflecting gratefully. Simple things in your life you can be grateful for. I like to reflect on how fortunate we are to have this community together to share this retreat time. Can you notice what it feels like? Can you notice the effect this gratitude has on your mind? We acknowledge the world for a short time, opening your awareness out to sounds. Not focusing on what the sound is about. Instead, noticing the flow, the change within the sound, allowing it to hold your awareness. As mindfulness grows, allow awareness to relax from the world around you and rest on the borders of your body. You can use a few gentle breaths to help you relax. Can you feel the touch of your clothing? Maybe you can feel the pressure of your clothes. Warmth, coolness. How many places in your body can you feel the touch of your clothing? What are the experiences there? Can you feel the touch of air on your skin? A dance of warmth and coolness. As presence grows, take 5 slow breaths in your belly and notice how awareness relaxes more deeply in your body as you soften, as you relax, as you let go. Noticing how nice it feels. Feels good to relax. Enjoying any feeling of comfort, of ease within your body. Begin to soften any interest in the past or future within your mind. Allow slow breaths out through your nose, relaxing your eyelids. And allow the effort, the weight of the past and future to drop away. What does it feel like for this mental effort to relax? Notice as you soften, relax, the growing awareness of your body. Our awareness fills your body like water fills a jug. Noticing the growing presence within your body. Developing a feeling of contentment, of ease. Relaxing the base of your eyes. Gently smiling with your eyes like you smile at a young child or a good friend, offering love and kindness and caring. And bringing this smile, this kindness, this caring to the experience of your body. Bringing it to your body. Offering it gratitude. Noticing the pleasant feeling of contentment, of gratitude arising within your heart and mind. And gently bringing that smile from your eyes to your body, enjoying it. This contentment, this ease. If your mind wanders, that's okay. That's just what minds do. Treat your mind like a playful puppy. Notice it and gently soften, relax back into your body again. Smiling, rewarding the puppy mind, returning awareness to your body. As your body relaxes, you may start to notice the flow of breathing within your body. Maybe it's in your belly, or in your shoulders, your chest, your upper back. Start to notice the gentle stretch of your body as the breath comes in, and the natural relax of your body as the breath goes out. Stretch, relax, noticing how nice it feels. As you further relax, start to be aware of more parts of your breathing. Can you follow and feel the whole of each out breath? Can you notice the beginning of each in breath? And you feel the whole of that breath. Feeling the whole of each in breath, the whole of each out breath, noticing how nice it feels. It's natural for the mind to wander. If your mind wanders, just smile, notice its anatta nature, how it wandered by itself. And for a few gentle breaths, soften, relax, let it go, let it be. Smiling, enjoying your body. And the very simple act of being in your body and being aware of it breathing again. Develop calm. Gently soften, relax any extra effort held within your body, your breathing. Allowing your breathing to become very gentle, very subtle. And gently soften the effort to do the meditation within your mind. Is your mind and body calm? Allow your awareness to rest around the tip of your nose. Be curious about the sensations within your breathing. Can you notice a feeling of coolness as your breath draws in, changing to warmth as your breath goes out? These sensations, these elemental qualities will appear, dependent on the depth of your calm, on the depth of your relaxing and letting go. Fullness on the in-breath, long on the out-breath. And you notice the pressure as the breath comes in, and the release of that pressure as the breath goes out. Only smiling and beginning to enjoy the growing calm, the growing seclusion of your mind from the senses. What does calm feel like? Where do you experience it? Is it in the mind? Is it in the body? Is it in the heart? Bring that feeling of calm to the foreground of your awareness, or keeping a background awareness of the relaxing, the letting go within your body and your breathing. Allowing the sensations in your breath to become very gentle, very subtle. And your awareness to rest on one point, a breath sensation. Just aware of the subtle changing sensations at that point. Gradually allowing the calm to start to transform into tranquility. Softening your interest in the world, softening your interest in the contents of your mind. Feeling the spaciousness, the stillness of the tranquility, allowing it to fill the foreground of your awareness. We're keeping a background awareness of your body, in your body breathing. Allow the breath to become steady and firm. Gently softening your interest in any flickerings of your mind. You don't need to do anything at all. The attention sustains and tranquility grows. Gradually bring that background awareness of your body as it breathes to the foreground. Feeling that subtle movement in your shoulders, subtle rise of your shoulders as the breath comes in, and that nice feeling of relaxation as it goes out. Start to feel the movement of your body breathing in your chest, your upper back. Very subtle, very gentle. Feel the breath in the side of your ribs. Feel it in your belly, your lower back. You feel each breath in your arms, your hands, your fingers. Change your pressure in your legs, your feet. stretch of your skull, the breath inside your head. Feeling your whole body as one breath. See how nice it feels for your body to breathe. Falling in love with it, becoming intimate with it. Starting to notice the pleasant feeling of your body breathing. And growing the enjoyment, the happiness within your heart, within your mind. Jireni Piti Sukha. Joy and happiness. You feel the whole of your experience. Really intimately loving, feeling this experience. Be letting go in the heart, the mind. Really bringing awareness back into the body. Gently soften awareness back into your body, feeling the borders of your body again. Begin to feel the touch of your clothing all over your body. Your hands resting in your lap, the air on your skin. Grounded, creating a viewing platform within your body. You can bring with you from the cushion into all activities, all aspects of life. This samatha foundation, opening up to sounds, their flow, their change, how they're in nature, they come and go, how they're anatta, they come and go by themselves. Before insight, after each sit, just reflect now. Reflect on your mind's inclination towards relaxation, calm, tranquility, samatha. Whatever you experienced is perfectly okay. It's all just information, information for insight. What can you learn from this meditation? And then reflect on any hindrances to relaxation, to calm, to tranquility, to samatha. Use those hindrances as your object of insight in your next seated meditation. See if you can notice the conditions for them to arise and the conditions for them to cease. Now, when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. You can mindfully stretch. Wonderful. And the retreat begins. I'm really looking forward to sharing this time with you, and I know Monica and Krista also are. There's opportunities for questions during interviews if you've been registered for interviews, or twice a day. So the retreat is actually running 24 hours a day. It never stops. Wake up in the middle of the night, there'll probably be somebody on. When you guys sleep, here in Australia, we're still going. So you can always check in, you can always come and join us. During the middle of the day at 12:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, you'll see it on the retreat schedule or come up on the calendar as well, the Google Calendar on the website. There's an open discussion where you can ask any questions you have about your practice. And then 12 hours apart, Monica has one in US Eastern Daylight Saving Time, East Coast Daylight Saving Time, where you can ask any questions and answers. So plenty of opportunities there.
Is that New York time?
East Coast, yeah. East Coast. Wonderful. Linda asked if it's New York time. Yeah, East Coast of US. Yeah. It's all on the schedule and it's on the Google Calendar on the website. It's kind of the place of truth for when we can come together for group activities, Dhamma talks, yeah, group meditations and so on. Wonderful. So, if anybody from Europe is still up, you're up too late. It's time for you to get to bed. So, thank you for joining this opening talk and time. And also for those in the US, it's getting close to time for dinner, isn't it? And here on the east coast of Australia, it's time for our breakfast. Wonderful. Take care of yourselves, and I look forward to sharing this retreat with you all. And I'll see you. I'll be joining in the retreat too. So the camera will be focused on this hole. And you'll see me and Linda, my wife, and Deb, loyal friend, and student of MIDL as well, will be meditating in this hole. So you'll be able to join in with us. Take care, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you so much.